You won't believe this, but you can burn your script and make more sales. In fact, I invite you to burn your script and make more sales. Now, how do you do that? Well, first of all, you have to embrace the uncertainty of every sales conversation. But when you successfully embrace that uncertainty and you know how to manage that uncertainty, it's actually putting you in an adventure. I'm Marla Copal. I'm a sales educator and a sales coach to those who are really ready to take their sales to the next level. And all you have to do to get my tips on selling is to hit that subscribe button below, hit that follow button so that you are alerted each time I go live. And let's see what we can do to help you grow your sales business. So let's talk about it. How do you embrace the uncertainty of a sales call? So many of you are running around out there saying, I'm afraid of selling. I don't want to be pushy. Well, first of all, the thing that's going to make you pushy is a script. A script will make you a pushy salesperson. Why? Because you're sitting there, standing there, talking to this person, messaging this person, and what you're thinking is I've got to say this, I've got to say this, I've got to say this. Life doesn't work that way. We don't got to do anything. And to say something that we have no idea who's on the other side listening is crazy. So here's how we do it. If you want to embrace the uncertainty, you have to get very comfortable with two processes. One is asking open-ended questions, and the second one is listening to the answer. And actually, there's a third. The third is listening to that answer to craft your next question or statement or summary. Yes, it's bits and pieces that you win when you listen and you interact with that potential buyer. It is not our job to tell. It is our job to solve. So we don't solve unless we have the information. You know, when you used to go into that chemistry class and you had to solve a problem and you had a lot of ingredients sitting there in front of you, you knew that you better read the instructions before you started mixing. So open-ended questions are the same as those chemicals. You have to find out what's going on in your buyer's head. Did they just have a lousy experience with the last salesperson? Well, you know that they're already figuring out you're going to do the same thing to them. So how do you get beyond that? That's part of the uncertainty. The other part of the uncertainty is that you don't know really what had them start the conversation with you. You can assume a lot, but you don't know. And so what you have to do is to get yourself into that position of control, which is knowing. Control is not telling, control is knowing. So you have to be brave enough and courageous enough to handle that uncertainty with a one simple question. What prompted you to connect with me today, to stop at my booth if you're at a trade show, or to contact me via email? What did you see? What did you read? Something prompted them. So you want to know that. You can't assume that, oh, they saw this, therefore I put all this information in it. It must mean they want to know this. Nope, it doesn't. So some people will call you up and you'll say, so what prompted your call? They say, well, I see you have a deal for $45. Well, they don't want the deal. I mean, they don't want to spend $45 unless they know they're getting something for it, right? So you have to go back and you have to say, so what did I say in the ad that had you feel this might be useful to you? That's a good open-ended question. Now what are you going to get? You're going to get their story. You're going to understand, where are they? You're going to listen for the emotion. You're going to listen for urgency. You're going to listen for what sparked them to initiate a conversation with you. That's the energy that's going to carry you to the sale. That's the energy that's going to get you to the end. So this is how you handle uncertainty. You gather information and you house it in your brain, and you have no pre-recorded, pre-scripted, pre-practiced answers. You can't. Not if you're going to win the day and make a sale, or get the appointment to close it later. Both are wins. So let's talk a little bit more about that uncertainty. Everybody says, well, what do I do once I get all that information? How do I segue into my conversation? Well, first of all, that wasn't chit chat. Everything they just said to you is really important to them. So the simple way is you restate it and you do this. So as I understand it, you're looking for this and you're looking for it because of this. And you're really wanting to find something that fits into your budget. See, I don't go back and restate. So you want something for $45. So you want it to fit within your budget. Always assume when people are talking money that they're talking budget. They're not talking can't afford. They're just got something in their mind that says, does this price justify the value? That's all they want to know. Does this price justify the value? So what you do then is you go ahead and say, so I understand this, and this. Is it okay if I give you some of the ideas I think might help you? You get yes, you get an agreement. Now it is okay for you to start talking about your product, but don't go to your script. Don't pitch that product. Present only what it is that's going to fit what you've just qualified. See, I don't go tell any of my sales students to go and qualify. No, you're building a relationship in the beginning. You're embracing the uncertainty of who this new person is in your life, in your opportunity to make a sale. And now that you've embraced them, you're in their life. So they're no longer a stranger, and you certainly don't want to be rude and start spouting a script now. So you say things like, well, I think this would probably work for you out of what you've told me. Always reference them, include them. Don't make it sound like you're some kind of a pompous know-it-all. That's the risk in sales, is to come off as a pompous know-it-all. And from there, the conversation proceeds. Now, I have more on this. I will share it with you. I have a handout for you below that is about creating the buying space. I have been coaching sales for over 35 years, and I'd really like to see you post your questions in here. Give me topics that you want to ask about sales, and let's get going to change your success ratio with what it is you're selling. So again, subscribe, get my free handout, create the buying space, and let's stay in touch. Follow me. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.